This movie has a tone that, like, you just feel like there's something not right. Hey you guys, welcome to my channel, CrayDre, and today is the day. Oh, y'all, we've been waiting for this day for a long time. So you guys, we're gonna be reviewing the Black Phone. You guys, I just got back from seeing it like an hour ago. Like, I'm fresh on the emotions, okay? I'm still trying to get myself together, y'all. Y'all need to go see it today, tomorrow, Friday, for real. You guys, this movie was directed by Scott Derrickson. This is why I was so excited for this movie more than anything in the world. The same team that brought the movie Sinister is behind this movie. James Ransone, Ethan Hawke, you got director Scott Derrickson, and Sinister is one of the most disturbing movies to me. That intro alone, when it first starts out, you're literally confused. And literally the director said himself, he said Sinister was one movie that he found to be his most terrifying movie he ever made. He literally said that Black Phone trumped it. He said Black Phone was gonna be scarier than Sinister. Now, I do not think I'll be able to say that this was the scariest movie he's ever made, because in my opinion, Sinister trumps that, but in some kind of weird way, he may be right. But I did not watch the trailer. I do want to say that off the bat. And actually, to be honest, you guys, I did not even read the premise. I felt like this was one of those movies that I just knew to avoid everything about it. This movie is starring Ethan Hawke, James Ransone, and we also have Mason Thames. I want to say his name right. Off the bat, I am going to say that I have a lot of good things to say about this movie. This one is a chiller. This one is one for the goosebumps. If you get goosebumps, you will have a lot of goosebumps in this one because... So the premise is, I think he's 13 and he gets abducted by a child abductor and is stuck in the basement with soundproof walls. He has his black phone that are voices from the past communicating with him because they want to save him. That's pretty much what the movie is about. Let me tell you guys what I loved about this movie. Let me just tell you. The first thing is, you guys, the intro scene and the intro credits. The intro scene and the intro credits are so disturbing. It's really, really, really disturbing. You are watching something that you literally know it's about to freak you out. Like, that's how the movie feels. That's how it starts off. Oh my goodness. I still keep thinking about it. Like, the music that was playing. I remember while the intro scene was playing, I was just like... A big, major thing that I loved about this movie, and it is literally permeated throughout the movie, is its music. The music, whoever did the music, took it to another level with this movie. The movie's music alone, like the music in and of itself, is so chilling. Like, I was like, oh, this music is really good. Like, it is something about the music in this one. It's just different. It is really eerie. Very, very, very eerie. Something that I really love a lot about the movie is that it's set in the 70s. And you know what's so funny? I did not read the synopsis, so I had no idea it was set in the 70s. The only thing that was giving it away was the aesthetic of the movie. The whole time I'm watching, I'm like, I like the 70s look to it. And it made things that much more creepy. And I think that's what made the intro so creepy. You got something else that I liked about this movie is that this movie has a feeling that never kind of lets up. I feel like in the third act of this movie, the movie does take a different turn, but this movie has a tone that, like, you just feel like there's something not right. And it just kind of sticks with you the whole time. That's what I felt. I felt like nothing was right. This one's got a lot of atmosphere, got a lot of mood. The tone is so eerie. It's just like if somebody were to prick your skin that had like 40 different spikes and they pricked your skin all at the same time. The first act alone is like probably my favorite part about the movie, because it's not always about what's happening. It's more so the anticipation of it happening. And I think it shows the way to do it right. There was a couple times I screamed, and I actually was kind of mad at myself after I did it because I wasn't expecting to scream, but I did. There was a couple scares that took me off guard, but I feel like had I seen the trailer, I wouldn't have screamed. There is one scene that just is my favorite scene, and it's just sticking with me. It's probably never gonna leave me. Something else that I loved about the movie is that the acting is so good. It takes the movie to another level. I don't even know how to explain it. Ethan Hawke did phenomenal. Like, this man, I was honestly shocked. I was impressed. You guys, him as the grabber in this movie is literally the terrifying part of this movie. I'm not even gonna lie. It's not even just about it being the grabber. It's more so his presence. Even when he's not around or not on the screen, you feel like he is, especially in the first act of this movie, like the first half hour, first 40, 45 minutes of this movie. It's the presence of the grabber. It's not even really him showing up. It's more so the thought of him showing up and people talking about him. And I love the look of the grabber. I love the red sweater that they kind of show. The colors that he wears really does give him this scary look to him. The mask choices that he chooses to use, but I love his tools that he uses. The van with the black balloons. I think Ethan Hawke is literally terrifying in this movie. He even looks weird. And he clearly been working out for this movie because there are some shots in him that I was like, he was preparing for this movie. Oh yeah, something else that I really loved about this movie is that it shows kind of more so into the mentality and the psychology of a child abductor. You know, like it really does kind of show what that looks like and, you know, what they're thinking, and like it kind of does show a little bit into that. Like, and I think that adds a level of horror to this movie that is more so what makes it so chilling. The storyline is so relatable because we hear about kids are abducted every day. This movie does have a level of horror that is kind of like, it's kind of hard to beat because it's so relatable, and we hear stories about this all the time. James Ransone did a good job with his role. Madeleine McGraw, I gotta just give her the spotlight really quickly because she did so amazing, and I really did enjoy her performance. She added a very level of emotionality and heart to this movie. I'm gonna give to Madeleine McGraw. She did so good. Mason Thames, he did amazing as just carrying the whole entire movie. Props to him. And I feel like, to be honest, I feel like everybody in the cast did a great job. Something I liked about the movie, you guys, is that the characters are likable. Like, you're rooting for them. Like, they're not annoying little kids. Like, it actually feels very serious because you really want these kids to survive. You want them to see them win. Like, there's a couple characters that you don't like, but they are playing the roles for their story, so you're not gonna like them. That's just, you're not supposed to like them. Oh yeah, you guys, something that I liked about the movie too was the script. The script was kind of clever. It was funny at times, but not too funny. Like, but there were a couple times I laughed like really hard because the script is actually kind of funny, but it works with the story. Something else that I loved about the movie a lot is that it took me by surprise. The movie is actually kind of deep. Like, it hits on emotions of like trauma, of abuse. It even hit on bullying. Those are very heavy subjects, and this movie triggered me. I'm not gonna lie, I was triggered a good couple times, and I think I had some tears in my eyes. Like, this movie triggered me. It's not too heavy on it, but it's kind of like woven throughout because, you guys, this movie is very violent and it's very gritty. Even the elements of bullying in this movie is very violent. A lot of fighting. I didn't expect that at all. This movie is bloody. These kids are, it's very gory. And he doesn't show everything. And it shows that you don't need to show everything to get the point across. And I feel like Scott Derrickson did a good job on that. Something else that I do like about this movie is that Scott Derrickson pretty much, like, if you've seen Sinister and you've seen this movie, you will be able to tell the similarities. It's very obvious that this movie is made by the same director. But I don't consider that an insult because I think everybody has their own touch. And you could tell this movie was directed by Scott Derrickson. There are many elements that are very similar to Sinister, but different at the same time. Another big thing I want to say is that this movie actually has hope. It's not just gloomy and doomy the whole time. There is hope. And that could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing depending on what you want the desired outcome to be. With the movie's dark mood and feeling, sometimes you need a little bit of hope in there. You guys, a couple of the dislikes I had was the third act / ending. I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of was underwhelmed just a little bit. You guys, I'm going to rate The Black Phone 4 red velvets out of 5. I do recommend that you guys go see it. You guys, I loved this movie. Like the atmosphere, the music, and the mood it just feels like it's closing you in on a bubble. And you have no choice but to feel all of the eeriness that it wants you to feel. Like it's this dark feeling. It's like black. It's this black, dark feeling that just feels like it's just everywhere. And it makes the movie just that much more just chilling. Like, so you guys, let me just give Scott Derrickson his flowers. Scott Derrickson, you did an amazing job on this movie. Like it was, oh man, like this one is good, you guys. Like I am relieved. I'm relieved that I finally saw this movie because you guys, they was posting everything, like, and I'm just so glad I finally saw it. Now I don't have to run from it all anymore. I can look at what you guys have to say. You guys really need to stop watching this trailers to these movies. Y'all need to stop watching it. And I'm gonna tell you why. I watched the trailer after I was done. After I was leaving the theater, I turned on my phone and watched the trailer, and I felt like I saw the movie. I felt like there were so many parts that were so good to me that were in the trailer, and I was like, see? And I feel like the only reason I probably enjoyed this movie in the way that I did is because I did not read about it and I didn't watch the trailer. So everything felt that surprising to me. And I think if you still want to keep watching these movies and you want to feel surprised, and if you're getting desensitized, I feel like I'm reading a lot about people getting desensitized to these movies. And I think a big problem is they're still watching a trailer. You have to cut back and you have to go into these movies with a fresh mind. That's the only way that you're going to be able to get the most out of these movies, in my opinion. So you guys, thank you for watching my video. It is always such a pleasure. You guys, like, I want you guys to go see The Black Phone, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. And I will see you guys for the next video.